there's been some rumors kind of running around that our Toronto Raptors are kind of the front runners to acquiring Joel Embiid if things go awry and they try to blow it up in Philadelphia. So if the opportunity presented itself,
Mhm.
would you want the Toronto Raptors to be pursuing Joel Embiid in some type of trade?
In theory, hell no. Because like, what are we gonna do with him, man? We've already, bro. It's not like the 76ers or whatever have hid his medical history
Mm-hmm.
or what he's going through and stuff like that. Like everybody, bro. You don't have to be part of that organization. You don't have to watch basketball to know what is going on with Joel Embiid's knees right now, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Like you think like Kawhi, like bro, it takes forever for us to get information on Kawhi, on his knees or what's going on. Like I remember one time he was out for so long and it took them like 4 months to tell us that he was out for the season.
Yeah,
And I
they
was like,
keep it
bro,
on
we already knew
wraps.
that. Sorry?
Yeah, they keep it on wraps with.
But the 76ers is like, it's going back to the car analogy, it's like we're telling you that our car is broken and messed up and stuff like that. Like, and usually when you find out, like if you go on Kijiji and try to buy a car and somebody tells you it's as is, the price is going to be hella low. So there's 5% of me that goes, okay, what can we get or what can we trade for Joel Embiid to get him? And the
Yeah,
problem is that we don't have that many bad contracts to be like, okay, let's get rid of this and try to test them out. So that's why I would say hell no, because we're gonna have to probably trade RJ Barrett, Pirtle, maybe a draft pick or two. I would not trade this year's draft pick for damaged goods, respectfully. But when a generational talent comes like that, you really have to stop and think at least. And people always say, put the trust in Masai. If
yeah,
for me when there's odds like that on gambling sites, that means somebody has leaked information to somebody. So this is telling me the 76ers are going out there going, okay, who potentially would want Joel Embiid? Because that's what I
yeah,
would do if I'm the Sixers. Even if I don't get like dollar for dollar value, bro, I'll take pennies on a dollar because he's handicapping the franchise right now because he's signed through for
yeah,
the next 4 years, so we can't really do much. He takes a big chunk of the salary cap. You know what I'm trying
yeah.
to say? So
Crazy chunk.
so I don't know. Is it because the Raptors have done this before? They've taken an injured superstar off another team's hands. Is it the Africa connection between Masai and the players in the NBA? Like I don't know why we're sorry. I don't know why the Raptors would be the favorite if he were to get traded. But like I said, I usually think where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think the Raptors
Yeah,
have probably maybe given the best response to the 76ers with respect to a potential trade. But
yeah,
I don't know, bro. I don't feel good about it. I don't know what you're thinking, but I don't feel
yeah.
good about it, bro.
No, I think Joel Embiid as a player has showed us who he is. Great player. He kind of does his thing. Gets to the free throw line, but as a consistent on the floor active player, it's been, bro. The process has been what, a decade, 12
Too long,
years.
bro.
I
Too long.
think I think I was in my early 20s when when the process started. You know what I mean? Like this is when like Instagram first came out, kind of thing.
Facts. Facts.
So you can't take this risk so late in the game. Maybe if it was 5 6 years in when he started, like 5 years ago, sure, maybe. But I think at this point it's too much of a risk.
Mm,
Now the fact that it's on betting sites and casino apps and stuff like that, it's you're right to say maybe something got leaked out, but I'm looking at the other side of it all in the terms of it wouldn't even be possible unless Raptors had the pieces or the picks, right? So it may not be Joel Embiid that Raptors go to pursue, but it just goes to show that Raptors have something that they can give
mm,
up for someone later. Like, you know what I mean? It may not be Joel Embiid that we get, but it may be some other good player that we could trade for, like an RJ Barrett or something. I would love to keep Pirtle because I think he's a very value player. He does what he needs to do. It's almost very Tim Duncan like, yeah, except for like not having that mid range bank shot. But he cleans up very well around the rim and has a great touch. But it just goes to show that we have something of value that we can get possibly another great player or great role players for what we already have. So I'm interested to see like what I get from all the like Raptors being the front runner is that like we're gonna make a move. Not maybe not necessarily Embiid, but we have the pieces to make a move. and I think that teams are betting on us, or gambling sites are betting on us to make some type of move. So that's kind of positive.
But like I feel like there's other teams that have better trade packages because they have a stockpile of draft picks and stuff like that. So like, does that?
True.
But like, what does that say about the Raptors then? Does that mean that Masai doesn't know what he's doing? Is he taking a big risk? Because all like the younger teams like Memphis and the Rockets are trying to make moves and stuff like that, right? And if Joel Embiid was that guy, wouldn't, because they have the picks and the assets, wouldn't they also be front runners? Which is why, like, I'm putting, I said the smoke, where there's smoke, there's fire, because in 2018, when Kawhi got traded to the Raptors, I think a week or two prior to that happening, some random gambling site said the Raptors were for favorites to get him. I remember that, and I was like, the Raptors? I was like, why would the Raptors be favored to get Kawhi Leonard? I was like, I was so confused, bro. I was like, why? And then it happened. Insider trading, bro. And then like it happened on my birthday, because I remember I woke up and I was on my birthday and I looked at my phone. I was like, what? Kawhi's on the Raptors? I was like, say a word. So that's what I'm saying is like I don't think the Raptors have the best trade package out there. So I think it's a little bit deeper in the sense of like, I think Masai's trying to make a splash. In the sense of like, or trying to see what he can get for that splash. I don't know. Is when Joel Embiid? Well, that's the thing though, because they wouldn't trade him if he's healthy. But is RJ Barrett and Pirtle worth the risk if that's where they were going with, or Quickly and Pirtle, or a combination of the two?
I would try. Like RJ Barrett would have to be one of the pieces. I'd try to do RJ Barrett in a little bit. Like I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up Pirtle. If it was Quickly and RJ Barrett, sure, you find a point guard somewhere. Because you have to replace that. It would be hard, but it would have to be somewhere around RJ Barrett plus one. Like you would have to, but then like the salaries probably wouldn't match up, because Joel Embiid is making 250 mil over the next 4 years, right? And RJ Barrett ain't making anything close to that. Neither is Pirtle. So
combined though.
Right. Oh, would they get close combined?
Yeah, because well, actually, I went on the ESPN trade machine yesterday, and I did it. Yeah, Joel Embiid for Pirtle and RJ Barrett matches. It works. So that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. And everybody, like when I see Raptor fans talking, everybody's talking that Barrett's gone. Like I see everybody say it.
For sure.
I've seen some pushback from some fans where they're like, "Why would you get rid of Barrett?" But everybody's saying that Barrett's gone. I don't know why. I guess because there's too many chefs in the kitchen. But
yeah.
So if you have that contract, I think Barrett makes about $30-something million. Joel Embiid, I think this next year will probably be 50-something. Pirtle's about 20, I think.
Oh,
so that gives you about 50.
So 12, but okay.
No, because he re-signed with the Raptors not last summer, but the summer before for 80 mil or something like that, 4 year 80 mil.
Okay.
Something like that. So that's what I'm saying. Is maybe Masai's looking at it like he's not giving up a lot to acquire Joel Embiid, and then that still leaves him with Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram, Emmanuel Quickly, Grady Dick, Sheed. I can't think of the top of my head, but it leaves you with 5 or 6 guys to put around Joel Embiid, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm thinking. I'm trying to think like Masai, even though I'm not an NBA GM. I'm just trying to think like why the Raptors are the favorite. That's all. I'm just trying to figure that out.
I mean, shoot. It would be a risk. A risky league, and like the window is so small sometimes, and if you have like that lineup and Quickly as a point guard, solid, point guard. So that's a solid team, man.
Let me ask you a question though.
I hate to see Pirtle go, but yeah.
Me too, because I like him, but I know he's very valuable. So I think that's the only way we get ahead, by getting a better piece. But question for you though: what trade would be riskier? Like let's say the Joel Embiid trade does happen. Kawhi Leonard or Joel Embiid? Because don't forget, Kawhi Leonard didn't play for a very long time. We didn't know what we were getting for Kawhi Leonard. We didn't know what we were getting. Like I said, I mentioned before, his injury history was kind of hidden. It was kind of like we don't know what's going on with him. We still did it though. We traded our franchise player and Pirtle. Funny enough, Pirtle was part of that trade.
Was in there.
Too.
Yep.
He was a part of that trade too. Funny enough. Which trade would be riskier to you now? because I think that matters too now. Because if you feel Kawhi is more riskier, then why not take the Joel Embiid chance?
I think Joel is the riskier trade.
True.
I mean, we can recall the injury that Kawhi sustained back in Golden State Game 1, and it was an ankle slash Achilles injury, but we knew what we were getting. Like he wasn't like that was a play injury, like a play. Joel Embiid is just injury prone.
He's just
He
injury
wakes up
prone. I
and he's
mean,
hurt. Like you know what I
true,
mean?
true, true,
So I
true,
think
true, true,
Joel is still the riskier play. But hey,
true, true.
if you get him and he plays, 50 games and he shows up in playoffs with BI, right, with
Scotty Barnes.
Barnes,
Yeah.
that's a deadly three. That's a deadly three right there. I don't know how it worked because it seems like a lot, for a starting lineup, but that's a tall starting lineup, number one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but I'll just be more concerned about the bench. Like you have Grady, but maybe Grady comes off the bench, could come off the bench and give you a smooth 15, 17 off the bench, maybe go for 6-man next year. So it's riskier, but hey, that's not a bad move. In a league where there's limited moves to make,
Yeah.
it's not a bad one. It's a risky one, but you got to take those chances, especially if you want to, just one and done, get a one ring, and maybe you get 2 good years out of all 3 of these guys, and maybe you win one.
With Kawhi, it just took 1 year. Just took one
Yeah.
season to cash in on that trade, right? So
Yeah.
you never
Yeah.
know. You never know in the league.